Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. So we're going to talk about a couple of things going on. Of course, there's a lot of hubbub and hoopla in MAGAverse about Donald Trump not caring about the death of Rob Reiner and his wife. And I'll say this. MAGA is funny to me. Because why is MAGA mad that Trump don't have no empathy or compassion? He ain't had none, and they've loved every minute of that shit. Why all of a sudden now they're so upset? Good morning, Lois. And I'll tell you why I think they're upset. Good morning, Mikhail. I just put up a video about it, but I think that MAGA is upset for one reason and one reason only. MAGA is upset because the way Donald Trump behaves is forcing MAGA to do some introspection. It's forcing MAGA to look at themselves, and they don't want to. Because see, remember, all up to this point, they say, he's a genius, he's a great guy, he's religious. Trump ain't religious, he's not a Christian. And quiet has kept these people in bed with Donald Trump who say they love him and love the Lord too are not religious either. They've been faking and fronting too. They've been grifting too. See, they've been grifting too. And that's a fact. Grifting together, doing it back and forth. Good morning, Quiet Storm. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning to you all. So the Trumpers, and good morning, Chris. I didn't see you there. So America, MAGA being all upset about what Donald Trump said about Rob Reiner is bullshit. It's utter bullshit. Real talk. It's utter bullshit. Because if they cared, they never would have voted for him to begin with. Why would you vote for a guy who says the country's crap? And only he can make it better. How? When you done filed bankruptcy on your own businesses multiple times. How the fuck you gonna make America better? Hey, Chris. Oh, thank you for listening from work. What they say, I'll try to keep it together and not say anything, downwind, like they say. But yeah, it shouldn't be this way with what's happening. But I'm not surprised with Donald Trump saying what he said about Rob Reiner. And I'm gonna tell you what Trump is thinking. Hey, Mother Junker, I'm gonna tell you what Trump thinking. Trump is thinking, well, they done let me say and do everything else I wanted. And I'm fucking president. Fuck those people. I'm telling you what he's thinking. He don't care. And I'm glad he don't care. Oh, you're using earbuds? Okay. Yeah, I'm glad Trump doesn't care. But Trump never cared about Republicans. He's never cared about them. Ever. He's never cared about them. But now chickens are coming home to roost. No, and I like to listen to Morning Joe from time to time because I want to hear what that raggedy ass Joe Scarborough is saying, right? So Joe Scarborough this morning, he's like, if somebody's saying something like this, and I think Willie Geist was talking too, somebody's saying something like this, you need to check on them because it's not right to say that. Bullshit. Joe Scarborough's full of shit. Donald Trump has been saying deplorable shit ever since he came down that fucking escalator. Now all of a sudden, they want to act like what he said about Rob Reiner and his wife is the worst thing they've ever heard Trump say. Man, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's cap. Don't fall for that shit with people. People are trying to move the goalpost and pretend the ones who are doing that shit, they just want you to forget who they supported. Never forget. See, I was saying to myself this morning, because in my past, I voted for some Republican candidates here and there, especially on the local level. Because like in the state of Maryland, Republicans can't really get crazy here. You can try, but you ain't going to win no elections like that. You're not going to get anybody to want to vote for you because you don't have nothing to offer the community, right? But I said to myself today, I will never vote Republican again as long as I got breath in my fucking body. The Democrats would have to do something so egregious, but I would never vote Republican again. Not as long as I got breath in my body. They took my job. They're ruining communities. They're ruining the country. I'll never vote for them again. Because the Republican Party laid down to allow Trump to do everything that's been done. They're not innocent. They're complicit. They were doing it right along with him. Like right now, did y'all see the footage of Mike Johnson? The press was trying to talk to Mike Johnson about what Trump said about Rob Reiner. Man, you would have thought that Mike Johnson was in track. I thought he was in a race. I thought he was doing a track meet. The way his ass was trying to walk so fast from the reporter. But stop and represent for your man. Represent for your man. Now all of a sudden, because see, Mike Johnson a fake ass Christian too. I told y'all. These people are not religious. If God sent Jesus again, they'd crucify him. Christians right now. Because they're not religious. The bulk, these Christians in MAGA are not religious at all. They hate poor people. They hate anybody that ain't rich. What? Did God not say you can't get into the kingdom of heaven because what's in your bank account? And I'm a Buddhist and know that. How is it that Christians don't know that? Makes you wonder if they're really Christian at all, doesn't it? That's what it makes me wonder. That's what it makes me wonder. Because it doesn't make any sense. Now I'm going to stop for a second and say good Tuesday morning to everybody. Thank you for joining me this morning. I appreciate you being here. While you're here this morning, I only ask you to do a couple things in my life. I ask you to tap that like button because tapping is clapping. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And then the other thing I'm asking you to do is hit that copy link button. You just hit the share button and hit copy link. You don't even have to send it to anybody. Copy link counts as a share to TikTok and it helps to boost the live. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate that. Hey, from St. Louis. I appreciate it. I've never been to St. Louis, but I need to go to Memphis. Memphis got good food out here. I just don't know if I want to be in Memphis at nighttime, but they got good food though. They got good food. And then the other thing I want you to do is engage, chat, talk, and be a part of the discussion. And one more thing, actually. Hey, from New York City. Last thing, you need to contact your elected representatives today. This is the last week Congress is in session before they're out for the new year and the Christmas break. You still ain't got no solution to your health insurance plan. You see this? That's why I put this up here. These are Republicans. They say, hey, need help carrying that? Nah, it's empty because ain't nothing in their health insurance plan. Their plan is you die. See, Republicans, they had 15 years since Obamacare to do something about insurance. And guess what? They've done absolutely positively zero. Zero. Oh, they got mad when Marjorie Taylor Greene said that because some Republicans would listen to her. That's why. Right? That's the only reason why. That's the only reason. But Republicans know they don't have a plan for you. Oh, and Maria, Republicans have been gutting Obamacare ever since it hit the block. Ever since your ass got access to a healthcare marketplace. Rich people have been crashing out. And I'm going to tell you why they've been crashing out. For a couple of reasons they're crashing out. One, your employer gets a tax break for providing you health care. So you going to the marketplace is taking their ability to get their tax cut in the way they want it. They don't like that. See, your insurance is a way for them to get a tax shelter. Hey, Carl, good morning. It's a way for your business, the business that you work for, to get a tax shelter. So when y'all start begging for insurance and a marketplace, and they don't like that because now they got to figure out another way to shelter this money. See? Because see, your employer don't offer insurance to you out of the kindness of their heart. No, that's not why they do it. Your employer don't give a fuck about if you have insurance, ultimately. But they do love their tax break for offering you insurance. See how that works? See how that works? Health insurance shouldn't even be a full for-profit business, to be honest, because when companies have to choose between your health and their money, well, their money's going to win over your health. I'm just telling you, that's what's going to happen. Good morning to you. Another call. Good morning, Glass. Good morning, Justice. Call your elected officials today. Email them today. Do what you got to do. Show up at an office, but you need to let them see the face or hear the voice of the person who will be impacted by Congress not moving their ass. Because remember, all your elected officials have great insurance that you pay for. You just won't have no insurance. That's all. Just you. You won't have insurance. But everybody, but they will. They'll still live high on the hog. They'll still have everything they want and need. You, my dear, will not. You understand now? Well, I'm telling y'all, contact these people today. Contact them today. Okay? Now, y'all know we're still looking for the person who walked into that university at Brown and dealt with everything. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple things we already know. I'm just telling you the obvious of what we know. He's white. I'm just telling you the obvious of what we know. Because if he wasn't white, trust me, they would have been caught some person of color by now. That's the first thing that you know. Second of all, I think that's all we know. We know that much. Oh, thank you so much, Coach Janine. I didn't know that. I've never heard of the Africa Diaspora channel. I have to check that out. My problem is I've been having an issue for the last 2 days getting into my fucking TikTok on the desktop. I don't know why it won't let me log in. So I'm going to try to fix some of these issues later on today and see if I can get in there because it just keeps looping. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Chef CC. I'm assuming it's TikTok. It's not me because I found videos now where people talk about how to fix the issue of TikTok not letting us log in. And apparently we caused this problem ourselves without knowing it. So I've got to clear TikTok data from my system and all this other shit. So I'm going to do that today so I can get those lives up I haven't been able to get up into YouTube. But I'm like, folks gotta wake up. Trump ain't been a good guy since he came into the mix, and it's real rich watching Republicans right now be all upset about that. Good morning, sincerely. Because it's not genuine what Republicans are upset about. It's not genuine. Y'all need to understand that. They're only upset because Trump is making it hard to continue to be a Trumper. Trump makes it very difficult to do that without people looking at you going, the fuck, man? Come on. What are you talking about? That's what's happening. Trump is making it difficult. But this man that lacks empathy and compassion has been this man since he came to the scene. And Republicans already lacked a lot of empathy and compassion. But he has expanded that times 1,000 now. Yes, Biden was better Vegas luck. He was. And since you're in Vegas, I know your skin looks like an old Coach bag. I already know, so I blocked you. Y'all see how I do that? Don't spend your time talking to MAGA. Let them be poor. Let them be destitute. That's what I do. I don't fight with them. I don't fight with them. Now, on one of my videos, somebody did come into my thing yesterday, and usually I delete them when they come on my post saying stupid shit because I genuinely don't care. And I still don't care. But this one guy was a great opportunity. He was like, you still doing such and such? I said, you still living in the basement? Of course he didn't respond because it's a bot account. I want the other bot accounts to know, not necessarily where they catch the same word, because them I just block. Like, I don't talk to people. What did I tell y'all? I don't talk to people with no side teeth. Right? I got side teeth. So I don't waste my time talking to motherfuckers that don't have side teeth. That meant you on government insurance, government dental insurance. So you can't tell me shit about socialism. You can't tell me nothing about socialism. Socialism took your teeth. Like what? They can't tell me shit. That's why I don't listen to it. I'm like, I would listen to you, but all that whistling from the lack of side teeth make it hard for me to hear what you say when you speak. You understand? You know how they do. When they ain't got no side teeth, they start talking and they start whistling. And you like, I can't understand you. All this fucking whistling from all them empty spaces on the side. Like, what's going on? You said they even repossessing their trailer homes. Oh, I love it. Listen, you know what I say to that, Miss Shannon? Imagine getting your generational trailer home repossessed. Imagine the trailer home that your great-great-great-granddaddy bought. Y'all still paying on it and getting it repossessed. That's why I don't talk to MAGA. You see why I don't talk to them? That's exactly why I don't do it, Shanann. It's nothing they can tell me. What? It's nothing they can tell me. Even the double wides, Ashford, especially the double wides. That's the funniest part to me. That the ones who talk the loudest got cinder blocks for stairs. It's nothing these people can tell me. Nothing. My mama is not also my cousin. There's nothing they can tell me. Nothing I tell you. I let them get themselves all worked up, all upset. And then when they're finished, I'm like, are you finished? Are you done? Block. Damn. That's all that mediocrity. That, and you got quite a few people in foreign nations. Quite a few people in foreign nations on the internet pretending to be American. And I remind them to put their flip-flops on and go make that whole dollar for the day in your economy, right? Because who's ever paying you to do bot work online, they paying you pennies on the fucking dollar. You could make more money making rugs or something. You should go do that. I pride myself on being cruel to conservatives. I'm not nice to them. I love that I'm not nice to them. I want the worst for them. Right? I love that. I love that. I want them to have the day that they voted for. And honestly, MAGA voted for this. MAGA said, this is what we want for ourselves. They say this is what we want for ourselves. That's what they say. You know, that's what they say. We love our president. And y'all just hate our president because you're so hated. What? That has nothing to do with it. More than anything, Americans, I think for most of us, we just want our country to be prosperous. Because this is the thing where we are. Rich people own your government, okay? Rich people own your government. They're paying Trump to get whatever they want. You ain't got enough money to pay the president. So you're only going to get the scraps. You're going to get what's left over. Whatever people that have money and access and resources to do, you'll get what's left over, right? Whatever crumbs, because that's all you're going to get, crumbs, right? Because this is about rich people buying up everything, getting to own everything. You know, that's what this shit is about. The problem that we come into is y'all forget how much power you have. As a consumer, you forget how much power you got. If you don't spend money, rich people don't make money. You need to stop spending fucking money you don't need to spend. That's how the real change is from the bottom up. Say, Zarvis, that's true. Rich people even want the crumbs too. The real change comes from the bottom up. I keep telling you, and I've said this more than once, you're waiting for Captain America to come save America from Donald Trump and the Republican Party. You are Captain America. So what you going to do? Because you are Captain America. What you going to do? Right? Because nobody else is going to come in and say, okay, what Trump is doing to America is so wrong. Let us save them from themselves. Ain't no damn Avengers. That's TV. That's movies. There's no Avengers. There's no none of that shit. You are the superhero. What you gonna do? You know what I think most Americans will do? Nothing. And I said this before. Most people don't want to lose their shit. So they ain't gonna do nothing. Real talk. They ain't gonna do nothing. Because people want, they want their fancy car, their fancy house, their fancy clothes. They ain't gonna do shit. Yep, complacency. And that complacency is gonna get you bound and in poverty. Just so you know. Because rich people don't have any incentive. They don't want to save you. They don't give a fuck. If they did, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing to your ass. Rich people don't care. They don't care. And they're going to get every single dime of your money. This is what's happening in front of your faces. Let me explain to y'all what's happening. What's happening right in front of your face is Trump and the Republican Party are stealing not only the money from the country, but our reputation. Our reputation's all fucked up. Our reputation is all fucked up. And while y'all sitting around acting like it's nothing can be done about it, what about your kids? What kind of world you leaving your kids to? You gonna move your kids out of America? Because if you're not gonna move your kids out of America and you sitting on your ass and ain't doing shit to change your government, you don't even love your fucking kids. Yeah, I said it. You don't love your kids. I know Republicans don't love their kids. They let them kids get pew-pewed in school and don't do nothing to change the laws. So I know they don't love their kids. Ain't nobody got to tell me that. They don't love their fucking kids. They always say God's will. Whatever God let happen, let God let happen to them. Fuck them. That's how they act. Real shit. That's how they act. Real talk. That's why I'm telling y'all, if you know what I know, do something. Because you don't have to wait until an election to change your government. Pressure campaigns work on Congress. They do. You just got to do it. And I think for a lot of Americans, you don't want to do it because why? It's going to be hard. It won't be easy. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be hard. It's easy to break shit. It's harder to fix things. It's harder to hold people accountable, but it's easy to be a degenerate. Remember when Hillary Clinton said MAGA is deplorable and the media said she's wrong? You know why? Because the media was making money. The media never cared. I want to be clear about that. The media really don't care if you poor, homeless. They don't give a fuck. They are a public company with shareholders and they're making money. Period. So they don't care about you. And they will push whatever propaganda and bullshit big time. Yep, the media loves Trump because the media knows that Trump is going to get you to watch. You either watch because you're mad or you're going to watch because you love it. But the media is complicit in this shit. They love this stuff. They love it. Hold them accountable. This is why I say you got to watch where you get your news. Because the media, right? The actual media, they're a public company with shareholders. They want to make money. So whatever's going to get your eyes on that fucking TV screen, that's all they care about. Whatever's going to get you on their website, whatever's going to get you to listen to their podcast, that's all they care about. They knew Donald Trump didn't have any real policies that would help anybody. Just like in the first election, When he ran the first time, the media barely. No, remember how hard the media comes at all other politicians. They ask all these questions. Good morning, Sinopa. But then when Trump came onto the scene, the media didn't want to ask those questions because he's not a politician. But he's running for a job to be the president. So by proxy, the motherfucker's a politician. But the media just laughed and giggled. Oh, the president, he's so funny. None of that shit was funny. None of that shit was funny. At all. None of it was funny. Real talk. None of it was funny. But folks laughed. Now they're not laughing. Why? Why? Because Trump laughing them right out of their farming property. You got 300, 400, 500 acres that's been passed down from generation to generation. You about to lose that shit. Still laughing? I know I'll be laughing when they lose that farm. I'm going to laugh my ass off. Laugh my ass off. As I should. As I should. Because the people voted for this. This is what America wanted. A certain segment of the population that don't read books. This is what they wanted. This is what they wanted. I just want y'all to understand what party you're dealing with. Yeah, when they lose their properties, they'll be pissed, but this is the part that they don't understand. You know how this same party, they are really in love with the 2A, with the Second Amendment? You know how they love that, right? But what they don't understand is that is no match for a fucking government. None. So they're going to be all upset and they going to be able to do shit about it. I told y'all, Gravy Team 6 can't do nothing. They ain't got the ankles, the backs, the knees for it. These are keyboard pirates. These are keyboard thugs. They can't do nothing else. They can't do nothing else. You see these people at Walmart. You think these people are going to take over the government? Chill by. Chill by. Every day is a battle for them to just make it out of their bed without going, ugh. If they can't even make it out of the bed without making a noise, what the fuck makes you think that they're going to do something to take over? Okay. Who's trying to sue the BBC? Trump trying to sue them too. See, all of that shit's a money grab, y'all. That shit's a money grab. And I'm going to tell you what else it is. It's a money grab, but it's also designed to get people to stop saying things about him that are true. Apparently, you're not supposed to say things about Donald Trump that are true. But he can say untrue things about everybody else. No consequence. See? No consequence, though. No consequence. People like Donald Trump, you got to smack them back into a hole by winning. Oh, listen, you're right. It's a distraction, but y'all, I need y'all to understand. Y'all not getting them Epstein files. You're not going to get the files. And even if you get them, they've been redacted to all be damned. Pam Bondi and Cash Patel going to make sure they protect Donald Trump and all the rich benefactors. Watch. And all the rich benefactors, they're going to hide that shit. There's too much big money that was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. It's because it's Trump, but it's even bigger than that. Personally, I think what's in those files is finding out that Trump was a part of coordinating things a lot more than people think. Trump was recruiting rich friends, talking to them, letting them know what their little setup was, how they could be a part of it. That's what I think. That's what I really think. See, those of you who were on my Patreon yesterday, you saw some of the images I showed you from some of the files that came out recently. And one of them being, let's just say, some packaging for some raincoats with Trump's face on them. I told y'all, I believe in coincidences, but there's no such thing as a fucking coincidence. Right? There's no such thing. No such thing. Now I'm looking at the details on this suit that Trump is trying to do. He claims that they did false, defamatory, deceptive, disparaging, inflammatory, and malicious depiction of President Trump. A brazen attempt to interfere in and influence the 2024 election. So, and I'm going to tell you what else this says to me, right? This also says to me this, which is a big thing. Elliot, get out of your mama's basement and you should divorce your sister. You've been blocked. I just wanted them to hear that. Oh, it's so refreshing checking poor MAGAs. It's so refreshing. It really is. Because you know, when he heard that shit and caught that white screen from the blocking, you know he lost his shit. This black bitch. I'm going to get my ass back in her TikTok live and tell this bitch about herself. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to sit here quiet as a motherfucker. Because as soon as you start talking, I'm going to shut your ass down. Yeah, so if you know what I know, your punk ass need to shut up and sit here like all the other MAGAs do. See, MAGA sits in my live. They love to just sit here because they know if they say something, you getting Dad's boot. Yeah, my block game real fucking strong. Then my block game real strong. I told, y'all saw my video I did yesterday, how when I say no on them screens, when they ask you for fucking donation. Because this finger is as fast as fucking Jackie Joyner Kersey. Fucking Flojo. Don't play with me. You will catch the block. See, this is what y'all got to start to learn to do on social media. Stop arguing with people on your own fucking shit. I don't argue with people. This is my life. You don't like what I say, get the fuck out. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna tell you to get the fuck out. I'm just block you. I'm gonna save you from yourself because obviously you lack the restraint and skill to save yourself, to protect yourself from things that hurt your little feelings. So to avoid your feelings being hurt, even though I'll be like, fuck your feelings, I block you. And y'all be so hurt by my blockerization, you come back on your other account. And I sniffed that shit out. I said, okay, y'all ever seen that movie, Jeepers Creepers 2? And you know how that thing with the wings, he be smelling the air like I can smell the children. That's me. That's how I am with MAGA. I can smell their ass. I can smell the dirty necks. Because to me, MAGA smell like earring backs and like mildew. You know what I mean? Like dirty water. Earring backs and dirty water. So I can easily smell it. It's like there's a MAGA amongst us. And then I get to looking and start looking. Then that's how I hit the block and I can smell the shit. That's why I tell y'all to wash your fucking neck. Washcloths are your friend. God damn, somebody said they smell like wet coins. Listen. There's nothing worse than the smell of wet pennies. Except for stinking ass earring backs. You know, earring backs from somebody that's had on a pair of fucking earphones in 100-degree weather for over an hour and they were walking. So their ears been sweating. Yeah, that's what MAGA smells like to me. Earring backs and dirty water. So I want you to cry. I want you to be offended. Good. That means I'm doing my job. I told y'all I'm worse than Trump. That's why you should be careful about wanting motherfuckers like Trump. Because see, there are people like me that are way better with their words than Trump. Yup, with a hoodie on. Say it again, Zarvis. See, there are people like me who are way better with their words than Donald Trump. So you should be careful with your words when you talk to me. Real talk. You should be careful with your words when you speak to me. Because if you ain't careful, what my man say from next Friday, don't be shy, ho, be careful. That's me. That's me. Now, did y'all see the executive order that Trump signed? Because y'all know what they lay in the groundwork for. So I want to explain it to you, the building blocks of what the fuck is happening slowly. And, well, I would say it's happening sooner rather than later. And I just want y'all to know Congress is going to help. Congress is going to help. Okay? So I just want y'all to know that. All right. So Trump signed an EO yesterday saying that fentanyl is a WMD. Right? Now, y'all need to understand why he did that. Now, they've already been putting warships in the ocean about Venezuela. Oh, we're about to go to war. Y'all better get ready, baby. All your poor children, all your poor kids gonna get called up, baby. Not those rich kids. They have doctors that will give them excuses like Donald Trump did when he said he had bone spurs. Said he had bone spurs. So all the rich kids are going to get notes so they don't have to serve. But your children, my children, they got to serve. Yeah. You're going to have to die for the country for rich people. You're just doing it for rich people because rich people, Trump wants that oil that Venezuela has. And he wants Maduro out, which is funny because Maduro and Trump are more alike than different. But they want that oil. The rich people do. Your sons are expendable and your daughters too, Devo. We got to get it all. We got to be honest here about what we're talking about. Your sons and your daughters are expendable to your government. That's why. So Trump signed this EO. They're putting ships and other things in the area. Won't be long. Won't be long. Won't be long. And today, Rubio and what's his name? Hold up. Hold up. Pete Kegseth. I couldn't think of his name for a second. Oh, Pete Kegsbreath. He's up on the Hill today. So they're doing hearings to talk again about that double tap thing, but they're also talking about how the Trump administration wants to go to war with Venezuela. Remember Trump told you no new wars? Remember that? Trump said no new wars. I don't start wars. He lied. Yep, you're right, Mimi. Everybody but the rich is expendable. Why do you think they're taking your health care? Because you dying is money. Rich people make money when you die. They make money off your family crying, pinching pennies, trying to figure out how they're going to bury you in anything but a fucking shoebox. Yep, and you're right. War is also profitable for rich people. That's another reason why I know America's going to go to war. Because rich people get defense contracts. Boom. So they get more guaranteed government money. That's more of your tax money, more of my tax money. Right? More of your tax money and my tax money. And then we deal with even more inflation when war happens. See, that's why I say Americans got to read books. We deal with more inflation when war happens. So rich people make even more money. Right? Because you got to buy groceries. Right? Exactly. Y'all going to learn. That's why, exactly to Kim's point, that's why war will happen again. Think about it. The last couple of wars you've had in America, any type of like engagement when we invaded Iraq, all that shit happens under Republicans. They love war. Bush 1, Bush 2, and Donald Trump. Now, somebody asked, why the fuck billionaires so money hungry? Because they're in competition with each other about who has the most money. That's why. They're in competition with each other. And you and I are collateral damage in all of that. That's all. We're just collateral damage. That's it. Just collateral damage. That's what we are. That's what we are. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say something that may not be very popular. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it anyway. Y'all need to start holding some of these content creators accountable that's in bed with this shit. Because they just making money while your life getting fucked up. They don't care. They don't care. The ones who say, oh, I'm not political, they are. They're telling you by saying they're not political who they ride with. You pay attention to the signs. Because somebody who's not a racist, somebody who don't support racism, misogyny, xenophobia, they're going to be real loud about saying, I'm not down with that shit. But the people who are silent, who say nothing, they agree with it. They're just waiting for the perfect opportunity to say anything where they won't get attacked by the side they've been in bed with the entire time. You said, who would be the new Blackwater to rebuild Venezuela? That's a good question. That is a good question. Because if we invade Venezuela, understand there's going to be some company from America that's going to charge themselves with rebuilding Venezuela, which basically means they entrench themselves into the Venezuelan economy and it's guaranteed motherfucking profits. That's all. That's all. That's all. Just guaranteed profits. That's what's happening. Yep. Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. See, Americans, y'all be forgetting. Remember, the party of small government is supposed to be Republicans. That party now says, if you speak out against capitalism, you're an enemy of the state. If you criticize the president, you're an enemy of the state. This is the party of small government. Who are they all up in your bedroom, your car, your TV, your library, your marriage, your relationship between you and your children, all up in your body. The party of small government's doing that. Pay attention. Oh yeah, they labeled anti-fascists Antifa. And you know what I say when I hear that shit? This is why I again go, the media is trash. Not one reporter in the room when that's said by Trump or anybody in that cabinet. So you call them Antifa. What is the opposite of Antifa? Because isn't Antifa anti-fascist? So if anti-fascists are bad, are we saying that fascism is good? Is that what the administration is saying? Nobody asks. Nobody asks. Nobody asks. The media says nothing. It's a very simple question. The administration keeps saying they're against Antifa. Does that mean that the administration is for fascism? I told you all, the Republican Party, not just Donald Trump, the Republican Party is an enemy of the United States. They make us less secure. Real talk. They make us less secure. It's just a matter of time before something kick off. Why? Because ain't nobody watching. They too busy redacting Trump's name out the Epstein files. That's what the FBI is doing. I don't even know what the CIA doing no more. Nobody knows. Even Congress don't fucking know for real what these government agencies are doing. And remember, when Democrats are in office, people like bitch ass Lindsey Graham, punk ass Ted Cruz. I'm not calling him Ted. Punk ass Rafael Cruz, the Hispanic leader from Texas who tries to cosplay as a white man, so he calls himself Ted. That guy. Oh, I'm so glad bitch ass Joe Manchin's gone, because Joe Manchin was just making money. He didn't give a fuck about West Virginia. He ain't give a fuck about West Virginia. Not at all. Joe Manchin was just making money. That's all he cared about. Him and his daughter, because his daughter works for one of the pharmaceutical companies. Yeah. Joe Manchin was making money. Christian Cinema, making money. Because honestly, Joe Manchin and Christian Cinema is one of the reasons why we got here. One of the reasons why we got here. That's why I'm all for calling everybody out. Call everybody out that ain't doing the right fucking thing. No more not saying the quiet part. No, say that shit out loud. You are an enemy of America if you don't want to do X, Y, and Z. Just call it out. Fuck it. They saying anything. Just say it. Honestly though, Ted Cruz is a symptom of a bigger problem. Ted Cruz is only doing what millions and millions of Hispanics do every year. Cosplay as white people in America. Listen. Ted Cruz is only doing, I'm going to say it again. Ted Cruz is only doing what a lot of Hispanic people do in America every fucking day. Cosplay as white person. And that's a fact. It's not all of the Hispanic population, but it's a large subset of the Hispanic population that immigrates here and becomes white identifying. You're not white. You're not. Not in America. That's why when you fill out those forms and you check white anyway, they still ask you if you're Hispanic descent. Because in America, they like, oh no, fuck nah. Who are you? Who are you? Because you're not one of us. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. And the thing is, you either learn the easy way or the hard way, but you gonna learn. Do you understand? Yeah, say it again, Zarvis. Pale skin don't make you white. But there are a lot of people who immigrate here from other countries, and they think that pale skin makes you white. It does not. It does not. Not at all. Same thing with folks coming from the Middle East. You're not white. I know if my black ass can tell. I know white people can tell. What you mean? They can tell from the nose, that olive skin color. You're not white. So why are you cosplaying as white people? Why are you doing that? Matter of fact, you're not cosplaying. And let me pull it back a little bit. They're not even cosplaying as white people. They're cosplaying as white supremacists. Because not all white people are white supremacists. Right, because they think white is better. And the problem that they run into is, even if they believe that, they don't have the complexion for the protection. Hey, Travelholic, good morning, beautiful. They don't have the complexion for the protection. You say they're trying to align themselves with the winning team, but that's why they stay losing, because that's not the winning team. That's just the loudest team. It's not the winning team. See? They come here and want to align themselves with that shit, but that's not the winning team. That's not the winning team. I said you're all not white supremacists, Ren. I said that. But I will say this, too. If you're a white person and you don't push back against racism, you're just as bad as the people who are for it and loud about it. I'll say that because I've been very vocal about that. See, the white people I know, they're very vocal about being against racism. And they ain't just vocal. They're actively against racism, right? You can't just say, well, I'm not like that and not do shit when you see the shit happening. See, that don't work like that. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, I'm not like that, but when it's happening, I'm going to stay silent. Well, then guess what? Then you probably like that. That's why it's important, exactly, Kim, to call it out. Just because something doesn't affect me directly don't mean I can't call it out. That's how I see things. And I told y'all before, and this is the thing that sometimes people forget. Martin Luther King was fighting for equality for black people, but if you listen to the speeches, he was fighting for equality for everybody. Every marginalized type of person in America he was fighting for. Everybody. Everybody. And that's my irritation with some of the immigrants that come here. All of this groundwork been laid for you. And then you get here and you want to lay in bed with white supremacy. That's part of the reason why I kind of agree with Trump. No more immigration. Shut them fucking borders. Go take that ignorant shit somewhere else. Don't come here with that. Take that ignorant shit somewhere else. Do not come to America with that shit. Because black people got enough enemies. We don't need help. We all should be working together. That's everybody. Black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, whatever it is. We're all supposed to be Americans. But folks let differences separate them. When rich people want us all to hate each other so they can laugh all the way to the bank. So while you hating me, there's a rich man picking your pocket. Wake up. It's like, damn it. Wake up. That's one of the biggest problems. Is folks not waking up. Folks expecting something different, and you ain't gonna get nothing different. Listen, I want to say this to y'all. Today, contact your elected representatives, not just for healthcare, but also to say no to war. No, America has no reason to go to war with Venezuela. Oh, and just so y'all know, Venezuela has WMDs, and I ain't talking about fentanyl. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the other one. So we can keep playing this fucking game, thinking we gonna bully people and shit, bully countries. It's a bad look, because other countries are watching. Because if you'll do that to them, essentially what Trump is trying to do to Venezuela is the same shit that Russia did to Ukraine. Just occupy the shit and take their stuff. Same shit, different country. Same shit, different country. Yep, same thing we did in Iraq too. Because see, what did I tell y'all? September 11th, most of those terrorists came from Saudi Arabia. Look at your government in bed with Saudi Arabia again. All them people that from 9/11 died for nothing. Nothing. All of them died for nothing. Yeah. Yep, you're right, Ren. We are the bad guys. But the marketing campaign sells it as we're the good guys. Saudi Arabia sent the bulk of those terrorists. Iraq didn't send none of them. Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with September 11th. Zero to do with it. He had nothing to do with it. The Saudis funded that shit. That's who funded it. Oh, and just so y'all know, especially for the young people, Osama bin Laden, he used to be an ally to the United States back during the Reagan administration when they used to give him weapons. Then we pissed them off and became enemies. Yep, we trained them too. But we pissed them off, and that's when they became an enemy to us. But we armed them. We trained them. Go read your fucking history books. Because if you read your books, you'll see what's happening. Just history repeating itself. Because Americans don't know their history. The ones who know it are either dead, they done left America, or they just don't care. Or you got another group like me that's screaming it from the rafters, but I ain't sure if people are listening. Because I remember September 11th. I remember the feeling that day. See, that shit felt like a movie that day. I remember, like, this can't really be happening. Oh, it really happened. It really did happen. And afterwards, America really did invade a country that had nothing to do with it. But you know why America did that? Because Americans wanted blood after September 11th. And Americans didn't care where they got it from. They just wanted somebody to pay. That's it. They just wanted somebody to pay. So Saddam was already an enemy of the United States. They didn't like him anyway, even though they trained him, even though they gave him weapons too. See, we used to like Saddam way back in the day, right? Until he got too big for his britches and said, fuck y'all. Then we stopped liking him. Oh yeah, I forgot about that part, Kim. Right. We did put Saddam Hussein in power because we claimed that he would be better than who was in power before him. See, that's our shit doing that. Meddling. And that's what Trump is doing now. He wants to push Maduro out to put in his hand-selected person. No. Americans should be outraged. What happened to America first? Trump don't give a fuck about you. That's why you paying high costs for groceries, insurance, mortgage, rent, car note, car insurance, healthcare, whatever it is. That's why your costs are so expensive, because Trump ain't worried about America first. Trump is focused on himself and his rich crony friends. The people who are giving Trump money, they want Maduro out. And Trump wants him out too. Because Trump and the oil barons want Venezuela's oil. Oh, ain't gonna be no talk on UK no more, because all that shit was a distraction too. It was all a distraction. Notice how Trump don't pop that shit off at Canada no more either. Distraction. I'm trying to tell you. Everything is a fucking distraction. I'm just letting you know. Everything is always a distraction. Be mindful about Donald Trump. Be mindful about the Republican Party. They're all complicit in this shit together. Now this morning, because following the live here, I do an uncensored live most days on Patreon. This morning, y'all, on Patreon, we're going to talk about a couple of things, but also I got some footage. I got some footage from that rally where Trump was talking about inflation. Because I want y'all to understand that everybody is not, all Republicans are not happy with him. Real shit. All Republicans are not happy with Donald Trump. That's the lie that gets told, right? And it gets them to stay falling in line. It gets people to stay doing exactly what Trump wants you to do. Exactly what he wants you to do. And that's been the thing that I've been saying from the beginning. The isolation, the pushing folks in the corners and forcing you to choose a side. Liberals need to act the same. Liberals need to take a page out of that book and force people to choose a side. Yep. Because if you choose fascism, you're not an ally of mine. If you choose racism, you're not an ally of mine. None of that stuff. Yeah, you say, Emin, you say you gay, love is love. You know what's interesting? You know how indoctrinated some people was? I'm going to tell you one of the most perplexing things to watch was the gays for Trump. That was like the Somalis for Trump. I'm sorry to laugh at them, but that shit right there, fuck them. Fuck them. I don't give a shit what happens to them. He can deport every single one of them for all I care. For all I care, because their asses is just as fucking racist towards fucking black people, and they fucking black. The nerve. The nerve of them motherfuckers. The nerve. We are voting for Trump all up and down. We're voting red all up and down the ticket. Democrats have done nothing for us. Okay. Alrighty then. And they gonna keep doing nothing for you. That's why I'm looking at Democrats going, you better not save not nail one of them motherfuckers. Fuck them. Send them back where they came from. I'm with Trump on that shit. Because if you're gonna come here and get in bed with racism, you shouldn't be here anyway. Yep, same thing with Latinos for Trump. That's why I don't care that they're getting deported. I was born here. Yep. So it ain't my problem. I'm minding my fucking business. That's why I be like, I will vote for Donald Trump. Hey, dum, 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 dum. It's quite a bop now. It's quite a bop now. At first I was like, wait a minute, I don't know about this. But now, shit. I be in this joint. Hey, for Donald Trump. Hey, dum, 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 dum. What? Why should I care? They don't care. So I shouldn't either. That's what Cubans get for immigrating here and thinking they were white. You're not white. You brown. You brown. But you're not white. You're not white. Listen, I thank y'all for joining me this morning. This morning over on Patreon, we're going to discuss a couple of things this morning. I got some, like I said, some footage from the rally, stuff that they don't let you really see, but I want you to see. We got footage from the rally that we're going to deal with this morning. We have more information about Trump obviously going to go to war with Venezuela. We're also going to deal with, I'm trying to think of the other thing. Trying to find the other one that I was looking for. We're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with what happened in Australia. I have some footage from that showing how a Muslim gentleman saved people. Right? Okay. And then we're going to, and then we if we have time, we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about the pandemic and what has not come back after the pandemic. Like, what is something that went away and just never fucking came back? It was like, fuck it, we can't survive this. Listen, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for the likes. We got 137,000 likes today. Thank you, Gravy. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you. I do. Thank you so much. We got over 250 shares this morning. I appreciate that. Thank you for all of the support, the gifts, the shares, the likes, and the engagement. I appreciate you being here. Don't spend money you don't need to this holiday season. Make rich people have to report record losses. They already tried to get the media to trick you into believing that everybody and their mama out here shopping and all this money's being spent, and you deciding to boycott with your wallet won't make a difference. That's a lie. I showed you the other story a week after that saying, no, that's not true. People are not shopping because people need to hang on to their money. Hang on to your money. I love you all too. I really do. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Before I wrap up, I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters. Number 1, Miss Beautiful Stacy D. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 2, Chef CC. Thank you, beautiful. Number 3, Handsome Russ Nelson. Thank you so much, handsome. Number 4, Ashford. Thank you so much, Ashford. I appreciate your support. Beautiful. Number 5, OG Ken. Thank you, handsome. I appreciate your support. And a special shout out to number 6, Marky. Thank you, Marky. Thank you, handsome. I appreciate your support. I'll be back online this afternoon. I got to see what time the kid gotta be to work. I'll let y'all know. I don't know if it's going to be before 5 because she got to be to work at 5, or if it's going to be after 5. I'll update it in my little thing where you can do the updates up in there, and I'll tell you when the next live show is. Listen, don't let nobody live rent free in your head today, okay? Don't feed the trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Don't forget to contact your elected officials today to put an end to all this bullshit that's happening. War, and your health care. You need it. I love you all. See you this afternoon.